We're going to turn now to the two Americans who were being held hostage, now reuniting with family members in Israel this morning. Hamas releasing a mother and daughter kidnapped during that deadly attack nearly 2 weeks ago. ABC's Britt Clennett is in Haifa with more on that. Good morning, Britt. This is a sliver of hope in this tragedy.
It is. Good morning, Gio. There is immense relief as an American mother and daughter are freed from captivity in Gaza, raising hopes for many other families desperately waiting for news of their loved ones. Overnight, the moment two American hostages are released from Gaza, the nightmare for one family finally over.
I haven't been sleeping for 2 weeks. Tonight I'm going to sleep good.
17-year-old Natalie Ranan and her 59-year-old mother Judith, visibly still in shock, overwhelmed, in this Hamas video as they're released to Red Cross workers in Gaza.
These two Americans are now safely in the hands of Israeli authorities in Israel.
This image showing Judith and Natalie hand in hand with the Israeli hostage negotiator as they return to Israel for the first time since being taken by Hamas during a brazen rampage on October 7th.
Over the coming hours, they'll receive any support and assistance they need. And of course, we're very anxious to be able to reunite them with their loved ones.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken also thanking the Qatari government, which brokered their release. The mother and daughter, dual Israeli-US citizens from the Chicago area. They were in Israel celebrating a family member's birthday when they were kidnapped from Nahal Oz kibbutz and brought to Gaza. Back home in Illinois, Natalie's father rejoicing at the news of their release.
I'm going to hug her and kiss her, and it's going to be the best day of my life.
They were among the now more than 210 people held captive by Hamas, including several more Americans. President Biden spoke by phone with the Ranan family members following news of their release. During an address from the Oval Office on Thursday, the president making it clear they are doing everything they can to get every hostage back.
As president, there is no higher priority for me than the safety of Americans held hostage.
Families of the remaining hostages questioning what this may mean for their loved ones. The family of 3-year-old American Abigail Moridan, captured as a hostage after her parents were killed, hoping for her release.
What I do hope is that through the negotiations and through the work that the U.S. government is doing, that they will get the safe release of Abigail, the other American hostages, and all the hostages.
Hadan Das also drawing strength from their freedom. Her 2 children, Sahar and Erez, are still missing along with their father. Erez, seen here in this video, being manhandled by the militants. The fight for Hadas far from over.
I don't have time to feel. I just work and work and work and fight and fight. But in the night, when I put my head on the bed, I can hear my child scream to me, "Mom, Mom, help! Mom, come and save me!"
Hadas there in deep despair. She carries on her desperate search for her kids. Now, we've been following the Dan family since day one. 5 relatives killed, 2 just found dead. Sadly, their nightmare continues. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu saying they will not relent in their effort to return all of the hostages.
Just heart-wrenching stories. Britt Clennett for us. Thank you so much. Let's bring in ABC's White House correspondent, Mary Alice Parks, who's joining us now in the studio. Good morning, Mary Alice. It's great to have you. So what more are you learning about the release of these hostages? And what do we know about what Hamas may have gotten in return?
Yeah, that is the key question, and we just don't know yet. Some speculation that this could have been related to those trucks with basic need being able to get across the border. Others wondering if this was a move by Hamas to try to delay any possible Israeli ground invasion, because, of course, that's the risk, right? That any ground invasion could put the lives of hostages, other hostages, at risk here. Last night when the president was boarding Air Force One, one of our reporters asked if Israel should delay a ground invasion to try to let the U.S. get more hostages out. He seemed to say yes, but the White House sort of disputing whether he could actually hear the question. They're not wanting to say more right now. We do know they were working very closely with Qatar as well as Israel to try to make this happen.
And a lot of people trying to get some clarity on that. Let's talk about the opening of the border crossing here, but only for humanitarian aid. We still know there are obviously thousands of Palestinians, but hundreds of American citizens who are still trapped in Gaza. Where do those negotiations stand to get those Americans Americans out.
Yeah, the White House says it's top priority. I mean, there are hundreds. The estimate is about 600 Americans there, U.S. passport holders, some dual citizens who live in Gaza, aid workers, others who were visiting friends and family. It is so unheard of to have a U.S. ally talking about a ground invasion when the U.S. has not been able to secure a way out for Americans. And this morning, you're exactly right. The State Department, the embassy there sounding so unsure. They put out this bulletin saying that they are expecting a chaotic and disorderly environment on both sides of the crossing, that the security environment is just too unpredictable.
A fluid and volatile situation. Mary Alice Parks, thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.